research methods and techniques, a course on program evaluation methods and techniques, project evaluation methods and techniques, qualitative data analysis by using SPSS, qualitative research methods, and statistical package for social sciences. Sir has published numerous articles in scientific and popular journals. He presented papers in countries like Japan, Canada, Egypt, Netherlands, Singapore, and Austria. His papers were sponsored by Rutgers University in Okinawa, Japan, International Association of School of Social Work, Vienna, and International Consortium for Social Development. Besides, he has published books on industrial relations in 1983, methodology and techniques of social research in 1984, personal management, industrial relations in India 1992, doing social research in 2009, and a book on research methods for social work in 2008, and approaches to social science research methods in 2013, and many more books to his credits. His special areas of interest are quantitative data analysis and interpretation, application of statistical package for social sciences. Dear participants, we all are confronted with problems which we must take some responsibility. Our speaker, Dr. K. Lal Das, intends to illuminate these problems and offer some innovative solutions to enrich the quality of research. Please join me in welcoming our today's guest of honor, Dr. K. Lal Das, for his first technical session on Introduction to Social Research. Sir, I request you to take a charge for the first session and address our participants. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir, sure.
It's audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me thank you for calling me as a resource person, the cyber management, the FDP program coordinator, my professional colleague, Dr. Sonia, and all teachers. It's a great privilege to be amongst your session, one of the resource person. I hope now I can extend my lecture up to 12:30 like that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we have lost already. Ah,
Yes.
so now I'm starting my session. Okay. Yeah. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is okay. Okay.
Right. So this is my topic. I'll introduce you social science research. Very vast area, in fact, and to cover up the complete subject takes a lot of time. But I have tried my level best to make it a concise presentation and to cover most of the important aspect of social science research. The two objectives I have prepared this presentation with keeping in mind twin objectives. One is that all participants will be able to define the basic three concepts: research, scientific research, scientific method, and social science research. This is the first objective. And second objective is to describe the various types of social science research. These are the twin objectives. First, let us consider this concept of research. And I believe, very firmly, I believe that anybody who can understand the meaning of the concept of research can do best research. That's the reason I start with a very scratch, you can call it, a very simple thing, which many people take it for granted that they know it. Unfortunately, most of such people, they do not know what is exactly research. So they feel it very difficult to do research, and even they do it, many times it's not very quality research. So try to understand the concept. I have tried to put it in a very simple way. Everybody, I hope all participants and teachers will understand this. I present it in one sentence. The concept of research refers to systematic study of facts for the advancement of knowledge. Only thing this you have to remember, so long as you wish to do research. Systematic study of facts for the advancement of knowledge. There are two things. First is systematic study, and this has to be understood very carefully. What is systematic study? It is all aspects of research are carefully planned and in advance, and nothing is done in a casual or haphazard manner. This is the meaning of systematic study. And I would like to share with you that many researchers I have found that though they know that this is systematic study, but many times they are very casual and do it very haphazardly, and it is the reason for your research quality. So you have to plan very carefully in advance and nothing casual, no arbitrary thing. And the second part is to do this systematic study. Now we use a method, and the method we call scientific method. What is that scientific method? And you have to understand it very carefully. Very scientific method refers to a standardized set of techniques for building scientific knowledge, such as how to make valid observation, how to interpret results, and how to generalize those results. These are the things which is inbuilt in scientific method. If you follow scientific method, these things will come automatically. Through standardized set of techniques, scientific method brings about objectivity. This is the whole crux of the research. Scientific research is this objectivity. Verifiability, one can verify it. Replication, you can replicate the study. And also for prediction and generalizability. This you get if you use a scientific method. It helps you to eliminate your personal bias or personal judgment. Most of the time, when you do research and you fail to control your bias, judgment, it directly affects the quality of research. It's not a research. When you use your personal bias, personal judgment from your side. And we obtain objectivity through scientific method by the standardization of the research instruments. Scientific method says that you have to use standard research instruments and you have to choose appropriate science analytical tools. Then only you can get objectivity, and then it will be objective, verifiable, replicatable, and generalizable. As a consequence, research conclusions are open for scrutiny and verification. When we do research and use scientific method, we claim that anybody can scrutinize it or verify it, and it's understood that if you follow the same method, you will also get the same result, almost similar results. That is the advantage of the specialty of scientific method. It won't happen if you don't use scientific method. And one more important thing is in scientific method is that scientific method is concerned with classes of objects, not individual objects. The research using scientific method is about the classes of objects, not individual. You can't say that my conclusion will apply to one. Your conclusion will apply to a class. And that's the reason we say that we can generalize the research findings. The condition is scientific method. So I hope you will remember it. The meaning of research is, first part is systematic study, and that is possible if you use scientific method.
स्टुडंट हा आता सुरू म्हणतात बहुतेक तुमच्या 4-5 तासाला सुरू असं दिसतंय.
We'll take up
4-5 तासाला जानेवारी मधला. तो आता फक्त ऍडमिशनचं नोटीस आलं तरी त्यानंतर बहुतेक सुरू होईल.
Please unmute your mic. It's disturbing.
आता बघूया त्यामध्ये तर चालू करायचं सांगितलं, ऑनलाईन चालू करायचं चालू करायचं सांगितलं. जरा अजून क्लिअर नाही.
Somebody is talking. It's Sonia, Dr. Sonia. We'll take up the third concept of social science research. The concept of social science research, commonly we call social research, refers to the systematic study of social phenomena like human behavior, interpersonal relations, attitudes, opinions, perceptions to gain new knowledge. The first part of this definition indicates about the method again used in social science research. Social science research is again scientific systematic study. It uses scientific method as we have already discussed. That means again all aspects of social science research process are carefully planned in advance and nothing is done in a casual or haphazard fashion. And the second part of this definition points out to the subject matter of social science research. Primarily, subject matter of social science research are social, economic, and psychological factors that affect human behavior, attitude, perception, and opinions. Basic stages of social science research. First, we identify a problem. Then, hypothesis is derived from a theory. We collect data and draw inferences. These are the four basic stages of social science research. Before we try to understand the typology of social science research, I will just tell you in brief about the two approaches we follow in research. One, inductive approach, and second one is called deductive approach. All researchers follow either inductive or deductive. In some scientific inquiries, both approaches are combined. These approaches are used in various types of research. Considering the two approaches, researches are classified as inductive research and deductive research. Inductive research begins with observations or events, trends, or social processes existing. And we analyze these data, observations, and try to find out the pattern, trends, and presents it in the form of hypothesis or what is commonly called grounded theory. This is approach we call inductive, that is, starting from the data, the existing conditions we take existing events we take and proceed. And see the basic stages of inductive research. Now you can note this. We start with observations, data, already available existing data. We analyze the data and then we draw inferences, which is in the form of tentative hypothesis, or some people call grounded theory. This is inductive research. Now you can see if it's visible, it starts from the down, field study, field data. We analyze, try to get the patterns, then we draw conclusion in the form of tentative hypothesis, and then it may lead to grounded theory, we call it. Now, coming to the second approach, which is a more common, that is deductive approach. In deductive research, a researcher starts with a theory, just reverse, you can mark it, and derive a hypothesis and test it by collecting data to see if the theory is true. And here you can see, here we start. Deductive approach starts with theory. First we take the theory, we derive hypothesis from the theory, we collect the data and examine hypothesis, test hypothesis, and draw inferences. So these are the two approaches for all the researches we conduct. And you can see that it's just a reverse. Theory, we start, then we draw hypothesis, we go to collect data, observation, and then we can try to confirm it. This is a deductive approach. Now we'll take up types of research. Research studies are conducted with a focus on some specific dimensions of research, such as method. Researches can be classified on the basis of method or purpose. What is the purpose of the research? We can classify. Intended use, for what we want to conduct. Effect of time, testing cause-effect relationship, goal of research, etc. These are the major dimensions of research, and by taking one dimension, we can classify the research. So taking these, we can have 6 categories of researches. All researches can be classified into 6. First, research indicating the method of doing research. I mean, once you classify research, you wish to classify the research, you can classify it by taking its method. But the focus is on method. Research indicating the purpose of doing research. What is the purpose? Or research indicating its intended use. Research indicating the effects of time. If the focus is time, then classification is different. Research to ascertain cause-effect relationship, and research indicating the goal of doing research. Now, if we give the focus, you want to classify the researches based on focusing on the methods, then researches can be classified as quantitative or qualitative. These are the major 2, but there are also some researches which uses a mixed method or integrated method. Now, mixed method has been misunderstood by many, so I would like to tell you about it after this slide. First, quantitative method of research refers to the systematic study of social phenomena using numerical data. This is the meaning of quantitative research. We collect the numerical data, analyze it, and draw inferences. Therefore, quantitative research involves measurement and assumes that the phenomenon under study can be measured. That is the presumption of quantitative researchers, that every aspect of phenomena can be quantified and it can be measured. Based on this, we have this quantitative method. Quantitative researchers try to translate concepts about various aspects of social phenomenon into variables, they call it, that can be precisely measured. Quantitative researchers collect numerical data using questionnaires with closed-end questions and standardized scales. Quantitative researchers analyze the data applying statistical methods to know the trends and relationship among variables. Based on data analysis and statistical results, conclusions are drawn and generalized. Quantitative method research problem, we hypothesize derived from a theory, collect data, apply the test, and draw inferences. So all inferences are statistical inferences in quantitative method. Coming to the second method, that is qualitative method. Qualitative method of research refers to obtaining answers of research questions through non-numerical data like words, statements, codes, pictures, etc. So qualitative researcher depends on qualitative data, we call it, words, statements, codes, pictures, or you can say non-statistical data. We don't use statistics in qualitative method. Qualitative researchers collect data from direct observation using open-ended questions, in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, pictures, and documents. These are the research instruments used by qualitative researchers. And you remember, quantitative researchers use questionnaires, scales, indexes, etc., etc. Qualitative researchers analyze and interpret data, that is qualitative data, remember, by giving them meaning, translating them, or making them understandable. Qualitative researchers draw inferences in the form of tentative hypotheses, which may lead to grander theory. And the process is, qualitative researchers take a problem and immediately they draw research questions instead of hypothesis, no theory at all. And they go to the field and directly observe the event or facts and draw inferences in the form of hypothesis, tentative hypothesis we call it, may lead to grounded theory. There is a mixed method, or it's also known as integrated method. It's actually a combination of quantitative and qualitative method at all stages of the research study. It's called mixed method. I have underlined and put in a green color at all stages of research study, because many researchers will conduct a quantitative study and supplement it with some case studies. They call it that it is a mixed method. No, it's not. So that practice is not, this is a separate method. Integrated method is a method where both methods are used from the very beginning. That means The objective itself will be divided into two groups. First set of objectives, research will be conducted by quantitative method. Second set of objectives, data will be collected through qualitative methods. First set, research instrument will be questionnaire or index or rating scales. For the second set of objectives, instruments should be in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, observation, etc., etc. Similarly, quantitative research analysis will be statistical, qualitative research will be just interpretation, logic. Then we call it mixed method. This is the latest trend in abroad or developed countries. Most of researches are conducted by mixed method. In India, it is yet to be set in practice. And why? What is the reason why we need mixed method? When only one approach to research, qualitative or quantitative, is inadequate by itself to address the research problem, integrated research approach is preferred research method. So first you have to justify that your problem, you cannot study only by one method. Some aspect of the study requires second method. That is, you start with quantitative and then you say that some aspect, qualitative method will be required. Then only your approach will be integrated research approach. The combination of quantitative and qualitative data provides more complete picture by noting trends and generalizing, as well as in-depth knowledge of respondents' perspective. That is, the merit of quantitative research and merit of qualitative research has to be combined. The merit of quantitative is generalization. You can generalize by using quantitative method. Qualitative research, they say we don't believe in generalization. The merit of qualitative research is in-depth knowledge. You are getting in-depth knowledge, real, they say, real story. So using mixed method, you will be getting both. You will be able to generalize, and at the same time, you will have in-depth knowledge of respondents' view. Now, we will see that we can divide researches based on the purpose. We conduct research with three purposes only. One is called exploration, second is called description, third is called explanation. If your purpose is exploration, then your study will be called as exploratory research. If it is description, we call it descriptive research. And if you want to explain the phenomenon, we call explanatory research. These are the three classification based on the purpose of the study. What is your purpose of study? Based on that, you can classify whether your research is descriptive or explanatory or exploratory. Exploratory research. When a researcher identifies a research problem on which a little or no information is available, then he or she has to take up exploratory research. Here, I would like to remind you that we should not be in haste, because generally young researchers, after doing here and there something, they declare that there is no information about my research, as if he is taking the first time. It should not be the ignorance. It is the ignorance. You have to have exhaustive search, review of literature. And then if you find that there is a little or no information, then only you have to go, you can say that you are going to do exploratory research. Not by just looking here and there and saying that there's no literature available. Generally, young researchers, they say, there's no literature available on this subject. Today, in the age of information technology, there is no dearth. In fact, it is impossible to review exhaustively any of the research problem. Once you do it and you are very sure there is only little information there is no book, there is no article, then you can go for exploratory research. Then we have descriptive research. Descriptive research describes as accurately as possible the various aspects of social phenomena. Here, purpose is description. So, descriptive research concentrates on describing the various aspects of social phenomena. We call it descriptive research. That means when a researcher has already some information, you have idea that some of the research studies are already there about the research problem you are going to study, and you wish to have more knowledge about it. He or she uses descriptive research design. Then we come to explanatory research. When we have a problem that is already known, a lot of research studies are there and have description, very sufficient description is there. We may like to know why things are the way they are. Based on the conclusion of descriptive research, we question that why it is like that. So you are taking up the conclusion of descriptive and putting why. In explanatory research, the researcher goes beyond description of the topic. Here, description is not on the forefront. We have to describe very briefly. Then the major aspect will be you have to look for causes and reasons to explain if it is like this, why it is like this. Focus is on why. Now, coming to another classification, we call research by its intended use. For what purpose, what use you want to do research? In this category, again, we have three classifications: intervention research, action research, and evaluation research. These are the three classifications, three classes of research under intended use. First of all, we will take up intervention research. Intervention research uses time series analysis technique to the evaluation of the impact of interventions on individual, group, family, and community. This is very popular in social work research, where the focus is on working with individual, group, family, and community. Intervention research study involves repeated measure of the dependent variable before and after a particular intervention to see if a sustained pattern of change in the dependent variable commences shortly after the onset of intervention. Then we have action research. Action research establishes a link between knowledge generated by the research study and social action to be undertaken based on the knowledge. That means here we use research as well as action based on the findings of the research we also plan for action. We call it action research. Then we have evaluation research is another type of research. Evaluation researches assess the effectiveness of a program, policy, or a project. It is a systematic assessment of progress made by the implementing organization. Organization, when they implement a program, they want to evaluate it. That how effective is the program? What are the difficulties? It tries to analyze the problems and difficulties arising in the effective implementation of a program and suggest the corrective measures. We call it evaluation research. Now, this is another classification now. We can classify research if your intention is to assess the effect of time. If the effect of time is on the research study. Again, we can classify it into two categories. We call it cross-sectional research and longitudinal research. In cross-sectional research, a researcher collects data for his or her research at one point of time. Only one time you collect data. Based on analysis of the data, you give your results. This is the most frequently used by social researchers because it is the simplest and least costly. The second category is called longitudinal researches. To describe the social changes or social processes, longitudinal research is conducted. In this research, the phenomenon is studied at more than one time. You conduct the research study after an interval of say 6 months or 1 year, and you collect the data 2 times or 3 times. It's called longitudinal studies. It's usually more complex and costly than cross-sectional research, and it is conducted when you want to see the effect of time. Say, for example, the process, that how one changes after lapse of a time. That is called as longitudinal research. It's more powerful, especially when researchers seek answers to a question about social change or social processes. Another categorization or typology of research is research to ascertain cause-effect relationship. We divide the researches in two categories. One, experimental researches. Second one we call non-experimental or survey researches. Some researchers focuses on using research to ascertain cause-effect relationships by dividing the subjects, respondents, into control group and experimental group. And we introduce stimulus or intervention, you can call it, to experimental group only, and then compare the groups, control and experimental groups, to determine the effect of stimulus, the cause. These researches are commonly called as experimental research. Then we have non-experimental or survey research. They commonly we call survey research. In survey research, we collect data from a sample of respondents and examine the data to ascertain cause-effect relationship using statistical methods. Research indicating the goal of doing research. What is the ultimate goal of research? Based on that also we can divide the research studies. We call basic or pure research, or fundamental research we call. And second category we call applied research. Basic or pure research. Basic or pure research or fundamental research is mainly concerned with the generation of knowledge, or finally development of a theory. You can call it knowledge generation research, research which generates knowledge. Then we have applied research. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem facing a society or an industrial business organization. Now, I will sum up, and then we can have a question and answer session. Research means systematic study of facts using scientific method for the advancement of the knowledge. The term social science research refers to the systematic study of social phenomena like human behavior, interpersonal relations, attitude, opinion, perception, to gain new knowledge. Research studies can be classified into 6 categories. First is by method. That means the focus of research is on method of research. If you classify this, then we have quantitative method, qualitative method, and mixed method. If focus is on purpose of the study, then we have exploratory research, descriptive research, and explanatory research. If your focus is on use of research, intended use of research, we classify intervention research, action research, and evaluation research. If focus is on effect of time, what is the effect of time on the responses? Then we have either cross-sectional research or longitudinal research. By cause-effectly, if your research focuses on establishing cause-effect relationship, then we classify as experimental research and non-experimental or survey research. By goal of research, could be basic research and applied research. Now, we will have a question answer session. For this, again, I'll go back to the first slide and slowly I'll move slide to slide so that you can recall and clarify your doubts. So I'm going back to now. I'm going back to first slide. In the meantime, you collect your doubts or questions. You can raise questions, but for your, just to facilitate you, I'm just going back to the first slide from where we can start your, you can raise questions and I'll try to answer your questions. In the meantime, you just note down your questions and you can write and then you can tell me so that I can give you the answers. I'll go, yeah, so that we can start question answer session from the very beginning. I'm just trying to go back to the previous slides, first slides. You can just see rapidly, you can see how I'm going back and you can see the research. Yeah, I'm coming to the beginning. Now here, coming to the definition. You have the glance of all the slides from the beginning. Now I'll go to the first slide and then you'll have time to ask questions. Again, you have seen all the slides. Now coming to the first slide. Now your question, if you are ready with the question, first you can start with the definition of research. If you say that it's clear, then I will go to the next. Now we are at the first slide, concept of research. Any question you can just raise or I'll move to the next slide. Any question on the concept?
No, sir, we can move to next.
Okay. Then concept of social science research. Anybody has any doubt, you can tell me. Scientific method. Any question on
Sir,
scientific?
I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, please. Tell me.
Many students are getting confused
Regarding what?
in respect of social science research and social work research.
Yeah, it is fundamentally they are two diagonally opposite. Social
Exactly
work,
right. And
you
we
are,
try our level best to convince them, but we need a shortcut method
I would
to make
suggest
them
you,
understand.
I would suggest you to raise this question when I'm going to the intervention research, right? Social work research is intervention research.
Fine,
So
sir. Fine.
then you remind me, I'll explain you the difference.
Right.
Now, about scientific method,
Thank
is
you,
it clear? Scientific method, you are all clear?
thank you, sir. It is clear.
Okay,
Very much clear,
right?
sir.
So, concept of social science research, everybody is clear. Now, coming to basic stages, is it clear? Then research
Yes, sir.
approaches. Yeah, research approaches, inductive and deductive. Anybody has question?
Inductive
Sir,
seems to be little
sir,
complicated.
Yeah,
sir, could
one
you
of you.
please explain
Ah,
empirical research and theoretical research and inductive research and deductive research? Could you please explain the relationship between these four words?
yeah. You please repeat. The first part is empirical and theoretical. Isn't it? Your question is the difference between empirical and theoretical. Is it? Okay. Is it?
Sir, in the inductive research and empirical research, difference between inductive and empirical.
No, it is not comparable. Inductive research is approach. Means here we are using a logic, what's called inductive logic. That is start from the data and go to the theory. So empirical research means your research is based on the field study. So these are the two different things. But first of all, are you clear about inductive research?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here we start with directly going to the field, collecting data, analyzing it, and developing a tentative hypothesis and grounded theory. That's inductive. Deductive is starting from theory, going to the field, collecting data, analyzing, and drawing inference. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Empirical
Yes, sir.
means your research is not a library research. It is based on field data. You have collected data from field, and it could be any kind of research. Is it okay? Is it
Yes,
okay?
sir. Very clear, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Next.
very good.
Yeah. Inductive over.
Sir, there is
Hello,
a very
can I come in?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, what's the question?
When you're referring to inductive and deductive,
Ah.
are you is it from general to particular and from particular to general? Are you referring to
Exactly.
that?
You are, yes. It's another way of explaining it. General to particular is deductive, and particular to general is inductive. Theory
All right.
is general.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Inductive, deductive is clear. Shall we move?
It
Sir,
is
can you
clear,
please
sir.
once again explain empirical research?
Empirical means your
It is
research is
basic.
based on data collected by you. That's called empirical. The opposite of empirical is a library research, for example, or theoretical research. Means you are collecting the research articles, books, and all, and based on that secondary data, you are doing a research. That is called theoretical research, you can call it. And empirical is that you develop the instrument, go to the field, collect data, and then you present your research finding. That's called empirical. Is it clear? Is it clear? No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
No issue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Theoretical is you are not collecting your data. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, inductive research and empirical research, what is the difference, sir?
No, again, it cannot be compared. Again, I told you, empirical research is something, the way of doing research. That is, you are going to the field, and it can be inductive, deductive, both. Empirical could be both. Empirical could be collecting data from the field, right? So
Yes, sir.
it cannot be compared with deductive and empirical. Empirical is
Okay.
going to the field and collecting data. That's called empirical.
Okay.
And the opposite of this is what you call theoretical research or library research. Means you are not going to the field. You are sitting at the library collecting data or reading the books, and based on that, you do research. That's not empirical. That's a non-empirical research.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah.
what is the difference between non-doctrinal and doctrinal research?
Pardon me?
Doctrinal,
Can you can
doctrinal research and non-doctrinal research.
doctoral research and non-doctoral,
Doctrinal, non-doctrinal.
non-doctrinal?
Doctrinal and non-doctrinal.
No, I have not heard this concept so far. I don't know. I think you, if you want to say that doctoral and non-doctoral, or
Yes.
doctoral,
Doctrinal and non-doctrinal, sir.
doctoral. NL is not there. It's a doctoral or non-doctoral. Doctoral research is
I am
you
asking
submit
what
for
doctoral,
PhD.
sir.
Huh? But
Doctrinal.
I have not.
Doctrinal.
I have not heard of this in my life. In last 40 years, I have not heard this word. First time I am hearing it.
There is no,
I have to find out. I don't know.
there is no word. There is
There
no
is
word
no
as
word
such.
as such. Yeah. To my knowledge, there is no such word. Again, if you say doctoral, then it is for the PhD thesis, and non-doctoral is just sponsored research projects, minor project, major project. That is called non-doctoral. For not for degree. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is it okay? Shall we move?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So deductive is okay. Then we are coming to types now. First is method. Anybody has any doubt about quantitative method? Any question about quantitative method?
No, sir.
Okay. Doubts about qualitative method?
No, sir.
Qualitative.
Sir, I need to know about.
Okay,
I
is
need
it
to
clear?
know more about grounded
Qual-
theory research,
Ah.
sir. Sir, I need
Okay,
to
grounded theory.
know
Yeah,
more
grounded
about
theory.
grounded
Is it,
theory research. Yeah.
I'm explaining you. I'm explaining you. It's the word coined by the qualitative
Yes, sir.
researchers.
Yeah.
First of all, they say that there is no theory which is which can clarify the problem they want to study. So that is their first presumption. Then when they draw inferences, that is mostly on a hypothetical format. That is called tentative hypothesis. And if you link the various hypotheses, then it comes like a theory, and it's called grounded theory because you have collected data from the ground. First, you have gone to the field, collected data. Based on your ground experience, you are developing a theory based on your conclusion of tentative hypothesis. That's why they have named it grounded theory. Is it clear? Grounded theory.
So in that case, there may not be any
Pardon me?
literature. Yes, sir. In that case, if I need to undertake a grounded theory research,
We have to.
if,
You have to
if
take the
I need
literature.
to undertake a review on that,
You have
yes, sir. Yeah.
no for all researches you have to.
Because
Yes.
such we are.
Pardon me. Again, repeat your
We
question.
start a new. Sir,
Yes.
if at all.
If at all.
Need to take explore a field. Okay. The problem is the
It's breaking. It's not clear.
Maybe new as such a review on that.
Pardon me. It's not clear. Repeat slowly.
Sir, if,
Huh.
sir, if you are undertaking, if you are undertaking a research field research, we get inferences bundling through the field, through the ground where we are working throughout. Okay, so that the theory, the hypothesis is developed and the theory is overlaid. But how come we write literature review in the first hand?
It's a breaking, so I'm not able to comprehend your question. Sorry. You have to.
Dr. Farin, you can type your question.
Yeah. You type and somebody can read it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I'm not able to comprehend your question. Please. Can somebody read the question?
Sir, it is not yet typed. She has not typed the question.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, participants.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any more questions.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you can ask any question. This qualitative, we can moving to the next.
Yeah, let us proceed further, sir.
Mixed method or integrated.
Sir, can we
Hello.
Hello, sir? Can we use the word integrated or mixed
Why not?
method in our studies or in our thesis, sir? Because when we are using both methods,
You can.
when we are using both methods, we are writing
Yeah,
the
you can
qualitative
use.
method and qualitative. So both we use. So like that we are using, sir. So is the mixed method word is familiar to the researchers, or
No.
integrated method is familiar to the
You are
researchers?
what you said. You are using already. You are using. Am I clear? Am I right? You said you are using. Hello.
Yes, Abraham, sir.
No. What is the question? Can you repeat the question? Mixed method. What is the question?
Sir is trying to ask a difference between mixed method and qualitative method and integrated method.
Yeah, mixed and integrated is both same.
Yeah.
Is alternative name for mixed method. That means using both qualitative and quantitative.
Okay.
That's called mixed method.
So my doubt is, can we use the word integrated
Why can't?
method, sir?
I mean, see, you have to use. That is the name of the method. Well-established method. Here we are not teaching. In India, I don't think any university has introduced this topic. But in Western countries, more than 75% studies are with mixed method. Here, researchers are not using mixed method.
Sir, for your information, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using both.
No, that is a misconception. I have already pointed while presenting that it's a misconception among most of the Indian people, Indian researchers. They're using both. Means you are doing a quantitative research and giving 10 case studies at the end.
Yeah.
It is not. It's not at all a mixed method. Mixed method is that from the very beginning of the research, like objectives, when you finalize, you have 6 objectives. Out of 6, 3 objectives are such that it needs quantitative method. That means for that, you have to use questionnaire, you have to use statistical test, generalize. Another 3 objectives, you have to collect data using qualitative method. And then you have to go analyze it by logic, and then you have to see the conclusion based on both. So we have to transfer. Wait. You have to transfer quantitative results into qualitative, and then you have to come to the final conclusion. I have not seen any researches so far in India. Did you get the point? So we could say that
I got it,
at
sir.
all stages of the research, not that you conduct the quantitative studies and you say I have given as a supplement 5 case studies. That is not a mixed method. Remember.
Okay. Right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall we go further?
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. Purpose of study based on purpose: exploratory, descriptive, explanatory. Any question?
Sir, Dr. Jabbar.
Little louder, please.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Yeah, there's a question in chat box by Dr. Jabbar.
Yeah.
Literature review could be done before the GT research.
Again, I think it's a little louder voice you have to say. I'm not able to hear. Please repeat. Please repeat the question.
Yes, sir. The question is how literature review could be done before the GT research.
Still, it's not audible. You have to be a little louder, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, it's not audible. So,
am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is how literature review could be done before the GT research.
Literature review could be done
before the GT research.
JP.
Grounded theory research.
Grounded theory, review of literature. Yeah. So you can review, you can have exhaustive. There are a lot of qualitative researches conducted. So one can go for the review. And then you have to just say that, look, not of this all studies have done anything. And there is no theory which explains it. So based on my hypothesis, I'm presenting this theory. That's called grounded theory. Review of literature will be as usual, as you do in any other research. And when you write the gap analysis, you write that in this topic, there are not many studies. So I have taken these studies. Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Participants, any more questions?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. You can just write to us if you have any questions. We will pass it to sir.
Yeah.
Fine. So I think, sir, there are no more questions.
Okay.
So shall we end this session now, sir?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
Can we use in the research descriptive research design and diagnostic research design at a time?
As on today, there is no research design called diagnostic. That was sometime in 50s and 60s literature we find it. Now all are taking it as a descriptive today.
Okay, sir.
If you refer a latest book on research, you don't find the diagnostic. Earlier it was, I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is descriptive. Your diagnostic is nothing but descriptive. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I have one more request, sir.
Sure.
Can you please explain about longitudinal research design?
Yeah. Longitudinal research is when you conduct a research on a process, what will be the effect by lapse of time? We call it longitudinal research. For example, I'll give you the example of study so that it will be very clear. Now, suppose probationer, a person who was in probation, and then after the probation, he has come to the society. Now, you can conduct the study when he has entered the society. And then again, you can conduct the same similar group after, say, 6 months. And you can see that whether they are able to adjust in the society. A person who was on probation or parole, you can take. So the two studies, then you compare. Then you conduct again on 6 months. And then you say that when a probationer comes to the society, now he is improved. Because improvement will take time. So on first study, you may find that he is not at all, adjusting to the society. Second study may give you a little bit. Third, you may. So this is called longitudinal studies.
Okay, sir.
Market research is very common. They want to study how the product sales are improving. Popularity is improving. So then to know about the popularity, you need longitudinal studies. Same sample, you can collect data number of times, and you can say that the popularity is increasing and this. Yeah. I hope you got the point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Yeah.
My question is regarding longitudinal and latitudinal studies. Sir, which is so actually it takes more time, no, sir? Longitudinal study.
Yes, it has to take time.
Then we go for longitudinal studies. No? That is good.
Yeah.
Sir.
When you find that there will be effect of time on the problem you are going to study, you have to go for longitudinal study.
Yes, sir. Usually that we call it as types of study, applied studies and basic research. We can go for that type, sir.
No, it can be anything applied or it can be pure, both. Longitudinal study
Okay,
only
sir.
you are collecting data at number of point of time.
Okay, sir. That means for the laws and all, sir, usually in psychological theories and all we see, no?
Yeah.
So for laws,
Learning, learning.
framing of laws and all,
Yes.
they are using that methods.
Yeah, even learning theory, learning, if you are working on learning, then you
Yes,
can,
sir.
it's a process. One child learns in that time, takes time. So you can study the children once, and then twice, thrice, and you can show that the learning techniques, what have been implemented, is successful.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Yes.
Sir, may I know about holistic research?
Holistic research. What did you say?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Yeah, the same, sir. Holistic.
There is nothing, no concept like holistic research. I mean, you may have the idea that a researcher wants to cover as much aspects as possible. That's called holistic. But it's, I think, impossible. Nobody can say that it's a holistic research. You study only few aspects of the study phenomenon, not all. So there is no question of holistic.
So is there anything called normative research?
Pardon me? One by one, please. What is that? Normative research is not a type of research. Normative research, I think many people use it in literature. I have seen that. They say that when you follow the norms, particular norms are set, and then you are very strictly following that. But it's not a type of research. I'm sure about it. Yeah.
Sir, for exploratory study, review of literature is not required, sir. So when the problem is new, that time only we can use the exploratory study. So that review of literature is not required,
and
sir.
that only will help you to say that you are doing exploratory research. By doing the research review, you can say that, look, I have reviewed so many literature books and all, and so far there is nothing known about this. How you can say that this problem is not known, or only little is known? How you can say that? On what basis you have to say that? It is the review of literature only which can tell you that it's a little known, or there is a little work on this. So review of literature is a must. I hope you got the point. You can.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Now I think the time is running short. We are running short of time. Already we have started late. Yeah. If you all have any questions, you all can put it in the chat box. We will forward it to Sir, Lalda Sir, and the reply will be sent back to you all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Lalda Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Dr.
Yeah.
Sonia.
Yeah, sir. It was really indeed a very wonderful and informative session, sir. The participants also, I'm sure they have enjoyed it, and it was in a very simple way explained. I, on behalf of this core committee of FDP program for capacity building, and my personal behalf, would like to thank you for such a wonderful session, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Please keep your video on. We'll take a snack. Please, all of you, keep your videos on for 1 minute. We'll be taking a very short break and joining back for keeping recording, and we will have to add the new resource person also with a new link. Just 2 to 5 minutes more with the same link.
The present link will continue for 5 days now. Thank you so much. And I really regret the inconvenience caused in the morning. I hope we all are educated and we are not technically savvy. So there are chances that this type of problems crop up in the initial stages. I hope you all understand and cooperate with us. Thank you so much, one and all. We will be soon joining with the second session. Signing off for the first session now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have the next lecture of Dr. Lalita Gauri Kulkarni.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
We'll soon join with her. Thank you so much, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
நீ வச்சு போட்டுக்கப்பா யாருப்பா ஃபேன் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு சரி சரி ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை